Luke here. Just going to go live for the West Ham Everton preview that kicks off on Saturday at 3 o'clock. A massive game. Like I say, I've been saying this every week this season, it seems like, but it just seems this one now is the pressure cooker. I haven't had a chance to make a video on all the news that's been out there this week. Obviously, apologies guys, just getting the notes here. Yeah, there's been loads of stuff about Potter, Southgate, to name but a few. You know, this is the pressure cooker game, apparently. El Sacchio. We've heard it before. We've heard that a manager mustn't lose. That's what Moyes had. That's what Bilic had. That's what Pellegrini had for a time. This is the first time I've ever heard the board come out and say this is a must win. That's the first time I've ever heard them say that. And I don't think we're going to. I really don't. Everton are terrible. They're shocking. They're really bad, you know, but we're just as bad. And if there's any team that you want to play when you're playing bad, it's probably Everton or West Ham. So something has got to give in this game. Yeah, so looking at Everton, guys, they're currently 16th, played 10, won 2, drawn 3, lost 5, scored 10, conceded 17. They usually line up with the 4-2-3-1, very similar to us. Pickford in goal, Young, obviously same age as me, I think Ashley Young. He's playing right back. Tarkowski and Braithwaite are the 2 centre-backs with Malenko, I can never say his name properly, is at the full-back. Idris Gay and Mangala as the full-back, as the 2 centre-mids. Ndiaye, McNeil and Harrison with Beto up top. Like I say, they're not in good form. They lost to Southampton at the weekend. I've got their results here, actually. So their last game... sorry, apologies, guys. Their last game, they lost 1-0 to Southampton. Before that, 1-1 with Fulham. They beat Ipswich 2-0. Again, probably Ipswich are the worst team in the league. Before that, 0-0, and then a 2-1 win against Palace. Our last few games against them, the last time we played them, we lost 1-0 at the London Stadium. Before that was 2-1 loss as well. Before that, we won 1-0. That's the last time we beat them. That was back in 2002. A 2-0 win to them at their ground. And then at the London Stadium, a 1-3 loss. So we haven't got a particularly good record for a while, and they were a bogey team for us for a long time. We had a little spell where we was winning at Goodison Park, and then we was getting results. But again, they've slowly sort of crept back into a bogey team. And the way West Ham are playing at the minute, like I say, we're back to that tickle your bellies, come and play, come and score your first goal in the 70 games, come and score your first goal ever against us, come and get your first win of the season, come and get your first win in 8 games against us. It's back to that. We're soft belly. There's no leadership. There's no winners in the team at the minute. And I'm worried. I am. I'm genuinely worried for this game. For them, they've got a few outs. Irigbon, James Garner, Yusuf Shameti, Armando Broja, obviously linked to West Ham quite a lot. And Corey is doubtful for this game as well. Despite our win over Manchester United, guys, 2 weeks ago, the mood is low, as we all know, guys. 3-0 loss to Forest, who are not a bad team. Forest are a great team, loads of credit, but we offered nothing, absolutely nothing. There's too many sending offs. The plan A is never right. You give credit to a manager for changing it, but the plan A has never been right this season. At no point has plan A been right. He's always had to change it. He's constantly changing formations. It's 10, 11 games. If you count the cup games, it's, 12 games in. And you can't name West Ham's 11. He doesn't know it. And I know we got frustrated under Moyes with, the 11 was so predictable. It just seems like there's no idea. There's players playing in different positions every week. They're doing jobs that they shouldn't be doing. It's a couple of comments here. We've got Lopetegui out. I think most people... I am Lopetegui out as well. but I never want West Ham to lose. It's such a double-edged sword. You know, for people say for the greater good. If we lose, Lopetegui probably does go. You'd probably think he does go, and there's with so many names being lined up, and he has no credit in the bank like Moyes. Moyes had the credit in the bank of the European campaigns, the keeping us safe and being able to get us out of trouble, even though it was horrendous, and I hated Moyes in the end. This guy's got no credit in the bank, and it just seems like he's upsetting people. Not getting on with Tim. Canusi's upset. Players are getting worse. We all wanted a manager as well that wanted to have this real ethos and belief in the youth players, and all the best youth players went out on loan. George Urphy, Potts, to name a few. And when you look at the team and it's not performing, you think, well, some of them youth players probably could have done a job. Let's look at Everton's strengths and weaknesses. I forgot to add that bit. So Everton's strengths are they're very good at aerial duels, stealing the ball from the opposition, creating scoring chances, shooting from free kicks, and creating chances using a through ball. In terms of their weaknesses, finishing their scoring chances, like I say, they've only scored 10 goals and conceded 7, so that's, averaging 1 goal a game. Defending against skillful players, avoiding fouling in dangerous areas, defending set pieces, avoiding offsides, keeping possession of the ball and protecting leads. Obviously, they've had a couple of games this season where they've gone 2-0 up and lost the game or drawn the game. So, even if they were to go 2-0 up, West Ham, if we were playing well, we could have had belief that maybe we'd come back in the game. But at the moment, we go 2-0 down, that place is going to be absolute toxic the weekend. In terms of their style of play, lots of long balls, attempts to cross a lot, attack down the right-hand side, play with lots of width, take lots of shots. We know it's dice football, that's the way it is. Looking at us, guys, Caduce, obviously, 5-game ban, already served 2, so he's still got 3. Obviously, Alvarez now serves his match ban, so our midfield looks really, really, really short, especially if Souček is still ill. We don't know. I've not heard anything. You would assume Souček would go straight back in the team. I think it will be Fabianski in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Mavropanos, Kilman and Emerson. Probably Souček and Rodriguez in the middle, which is going to be awful, really too slow. He has to play Somerville again on the left. He might have more success this time against, and Ashley Young is and was a good player. But aging legs, Somerville should have a better game. The fullback he come up against Forest is an absolute beast and a unit of a man. He might have more success on Saturday. Paquetá in the middle, as much as I'd like him dropped, there literally is nobody else unless you're going to go with Irvine, which I'm not against that. I really am not against that. Bowen on the right, Antonio up top. There's not much else we can do, guys. It's very thin. Like as the comment says there, get your boots on, Luke. You might get a game. I'll be just as slow as Rodriguez. I can do that job. I can do the slow bit well. Do I think we'll win? I do actually. I do think we're going to win, and that's a bit of you kept in purgatory, because they won't sack him then. And it's down to that thing of Lopetegui is clearly not going to be the man to take West Ham forward. It just doesn't look that way. And, I dread to have another season where it's just, he wins a game, he draws a game, and then, you go on 3-4 game losing streak, and then he saves his job again, and then you get rid of him at the end of the season. You just wasted a season. You have, and, you've got good players there that West Ham have got themselves into a position where they could sign the Paquetás, the Caduces, and get people like Bowen to re-sign. And then, we won't have European football again. And you're not going to keep these players. I don't think Caduce stays anyway. I think he's flashed his knickers to Newcastle, Arsenal. So be it. If you want to go, cheerio. I've got no time for players that want to leave our club. If you're not fully committed to our club, cheerio. I've had enough of that with number 41. What comments we got here? I can't go too long, guys, because I'm cooking dinner. Are you Lopetegui out? If so, who should replace? I am Lopetegui out, mate. I am. I've had enough of it. I'm bored of pragmatist managers now. And this is my view as a West Ham fan. This is my view. West Ham have never been a club that win anything. Yes, we won something under David Moyes. Brilliant day, beautiful day. But West Ham are renowned for not winning things. But we were renowned for playing some nice football in my early years as a West Ham fan. Paolo Di Canio, Trevor Sinclair, Joe Cole, blah, 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 blah. Nostalgia trip. Even under Bilic with Payet, Lanzini, etc. If we're not going to win anything, and we are going to be a sort of mediocrity team that David Sullivan is not fully always going to go all the way in. He ain't going to go in with a big manager. He's not going to go fully in with a player like a John Duran, etc. At least entertain me. If we're going to lose 3-0, play good football losing 3-0. People are saying, it's that binary thing of, if you get good football, you don't get wins. We got bad football and not getting wins. So at least entertain me. At least I was entertained back in the day with West Ham with a 5-4 Bradfords, the 4-3 Manchester United games. And there was players that wanted to express themselves and play good football and attack and try to go at teams. Look, Bournemouth are like it now. Bournemouth are real joy to watch because that reminds me of how old West Ham used to play. But at the moment, no. A couple more comments, guys. Now I really do have to go. Avram Grant is appearing as Lopetegui so bad. I think you should have gotten the Stuttgart coach Sebastian Hoeneß. I think that's his last. I think you're right, mate. Villa fans, our owners has 90s mindset, not a chance. Yeah, and just for who I would like, ideally, I think West Ham should go and pay the money for Thomas Frank. I really do. And I do think you could get Marco Silva out of Fulham as well if you put the money on the table and paid up his contract. I really do think that. I don't want a manager that's out of a job unless it was an unrealistic one like Klopp or Xavi, which is not going to happen. But yeah, if I for West Ham had a bit of ambition, it would be Thomas Frank, De Zerbi, Marco Silva. Pay the money. Pay some money. Someone just said there about Dortmund, the Terzic guy. No, because he's another pragmatist. I don't want pragmatists. Yes, he done well. He got Dortmund to the Champions League final, etc., etc. Another pragmatist. I don't want a pragmatist anymore. I want someone who's rock and roll. I want someone who's going to play sexy football, get pace in the team, let players express themselves, but also be organised. An adaptable manager that knows when it's time to do that, but not just always that. It's so boring. It's so boring and dull watching West Ham. I was right up for it at the beginning of the season, thinking Lopetegui would bring something exciting to it. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. Right, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Thank you for all your comments. I've got to go. I'm cooking food and all that. Great to be back. I'll be back the weekend after the game. Paul's over actually the weekend, so that's good. Be nice to see him and stuff. But until next time, guys, come on your eyes. Let me know your score predictions. Let me know what you guys think. Come on your eyes. Let's go.